and welcome in here at 3 o'clock. I'm Marina Morocco. Let's get you in the zone here as we get to everything we're working on in real time, including, of course, our big story of the day, and that is our weather. Heat and humidity sticking around, and we're going to get ready for another steamy week across the district as we give you a live look right now to our Reston Station camera here. And things are looking not too shabby at this hour, but things could change across the region as we check in right now with our Caitlin Roth. And Caitlin, I see radar behind you, and boy, impending storms quickly approaching here.
Exactly. And, you know, when I'm not in the same room with you, Marina, it means I'm closer to our equipment where I can monitor these severe thunderstorm warnings that are being issued like rapid fire along this line to our west. So it is incoming, some nasty weather. If you're in the D.C. metro, you've got about an hour or so. But if you're in our far northwestern suburbs, you're already contending with some really strong thunderstorms. So beginning in kind of northeastern Maryland, arcing back into southern Pennsylvania, and then extending along the mountains, we have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings, including a dangerous storm that's approaching Thurmont. So this severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Frederick County, the worst of it just past east of Smithburg, has a little bit of rotation within it. So it's a severe thunderstorm warning with tornado possible. If this becomes a tornado warning for Frederick County impacting Thurmont, I'll hop back on and let you know and walk you through that. But in the meantime, it's just a really strong storm from Highfield down through Thurmont as this severe thunderstorm warning goes until 3:30. This has a history of rotation. There was a tornado warning back in Garrett County, Maryland, earlier this afternoon. But there's the heavy lightning and rain that's kind of bisecting the Frederick County border. It's north of downtown Frederick at the moment, but Frederick's going to get its own problems with this line pushing eastward. So those are your other warnings, which go until 3:45. Again, everyone from Martinsburg to Winchester to Front Royal under a severe thunderstorm warning with damaging winds, the biggest concern at this hour. So gusts to 60 miles an hour is possible with any of these storms. So we're under a watch until 9 p.m. That line will sweep eastward, and skies are already starting to darken a bit as we take a live look here with our Fox 5 sky camera at the wharf at Washington. We had a lot of sunshine earlier. It's been a very hot day, very humid day, so it's building in anticipation of these incoming storms. 91 degrees in D.C., and we've got low 90s along the Potomac and in many of our other suburban spots. 93 Manassas, Quantico, popular number down in central Virginia, 92 in Leonardtown, 90 in Frederick. So that heat index, because of the humidity, is very high in areas just to the south and east, well over 100. Feels like 105 in Leonardtown. Let's time out these storms for you. It's going to happen quickly here so that between 4 and 5 p.m., all of our northwestern suburbs are seeing that line. It sweeps through the metro between about 4:30 and 5:30, and then it quickly moves to the east and then eventually out of here. So the good news is this is one big line, and it will move through aggressively, but also fast, so that we kind of get these storms over with, and then the rest of the evening will be quiet. Overnight lows very warm in the 70s. We're not done with storm chances, though. Tomorrow's another hot, humid day, and we could see additional storms fire. I do want to add, though, it will get better as the week goes on. We stay pretty unsettled. We stay pretty humid. The heat indices aren't terrible, and eventually the temperatures will tail off. We'll replace this very hot and humid air mass with a more normal air mass, but it is going to take probably all week for these temperatures to moderate. We're really talking about into the weekend. So checking that 7-day forecast, 90s through Tuesday. Scattered storm chances are possible all week long. You see those temps kind of fall off. It's not as brutally hot, but it will be humid. We will have storms until we get to the weekend, which does look at this hour much better. So we continue to monitor storms. Marina, this is the line that's incoming. Again, the timing is such that it looks like between 4 and 6 p.m. for the metro. And I'll, of course, come back on if we warrant that with any tornado warnings.
All right, definitely. We'll be watching. Thank you so much, Caitlin, for that update. In the meantime, let's move on to topic number 2 here. As President Trump acknowledging there's, quote, no video or proof of vandalism at the reflecting pool. And it comes after months of claims the damage was caused by criminals. And despite the lack of evidence, the president posting on Truth Social yesterday that he still wants a case against former Olympian David Hearn to continue. Meantime, the Interior Secretary Doug Burgum facing mounting scrutiny over the project. Axios reporter Janae Dill here with the latest. There's a whole lot to break down here, including Hearn's attorney saying he would like this continued harassment by the administration to stop. But where are we right now, Janae, with everything?
Well, that's exactly right. And this is a fast-moving situation. You know, it seems like everyone's doing a 180. Initially, the Interior Department blamed this on vandalism. That led U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro to launch an investigation. She, flipped her position and said, turns out they didn't find any vandalism. And now President Trump, like you just said, also admitting that there wasn't vandalism. And he looks like he said there were some issues with contracting that he admitted to. This is all such an interesting situation for the key players involved in here, which one of them is Doug Burgum, the Interior Secretary. He is the man the most involved in all these fountain projects, this project for the golf course, a lot of these D.C. expeditions that Trump is undertaking. This is the man in charge, and the reflecting pool is causing him the biggest headache. And right now it's partially drained still. It's awaiting another round of repairs. And for now, it looks like he's in the good graces of the president still. But he is under a lot of pressure right now, and he's got to get this pool fixed.
Yeah, I mean, the president's saying that this was now at least conceding an error by the contractor, allegedly a rush job to get ready for the 4th of July. There was reporting and the potential, I think we all remember, right, the president's motorcade driving over the painted sealant there from the pool of that potentially. But like you said, Jeanine Pirro, D.C.'s attorney, U.S. attorney, going to the White House with that box of documents. We saw the pictures there. It's almost like who is the president picking as far as which story he wants to believe, Jeanine Pirro's or the Secretary of Interior? Is there a thought that Doug Burgum's job may be on the line here?
Well, I can't say that. It looks like his job is not in jeopardy, but it seemed like Jeanine Pirro's job was in jeopardy last week when she schlepped a box of evidence to the White House. She was in a fiery mood. She was under attack from President Trump. I mean, it was really remarkable. Trump said she was folding like an umbrella when she dropped those charges. And she went to the White House, as reported in the New York Times, directly confronted Doug Burgum in the Oval Office, several times having to raise her voice, and told Doug Burgum that he was misleading the president, basically. This is a charge that, Doug Burgum's spokesperson denies that he misled the president. But this was such an interesting moment of conflict inside the White House. Yeah. These cabinet officials and the U.S. attorney who go way back with President Trump fighting. And now it looks like Jeanine Pirro has come out, vindicated because the president has come to her point of view as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you're a prosecutor, you hold an oath, and obviously she's putting her reputation on the line, and she showed up with the evidence, the receipts, as they say, and confronted Doug Burgum. We'll see what happens if anything comes of it. Any sense of how long, moving forward, what's going on? Are they going to use the same contractor that the president has conceded to making this mistake to fix the pool?
Well, you got to think they have a clause in there that they're going to have to fix the project if they've made an error. Like any home remodeling project, you give the sort of contractor the first chance to fix it before, taking bigger action. So I think they'll want a speedy remedy here. But this is not a easy project, even though it seemed like it was just going to be a paint job, No,
you're right. And then on David Hearns, the former Olympian here whose charges were dropped here, the president's still kind of also still accusing him of tampering with the pool. What's going on here? Because the attorney said this is harassment at this point.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is the person who was arrested, charged, and the charges were dropped by Pirro. I mean, you can't get into Trump's head to really see what he's thinking, but it looks like maybe he's trying to, split the difference and still try and say, maybe there was something done there. But obviously, prosecutors are not pursuing charges right now.
Okay, charges there dropped for sure. Janae Dill with Axios, we appreciate it. Let's move on to topic number 3 here, as there's a traffic alert for anybody who uses the GW Parkway. Starting today, a stretch of the northbound Parkway will close for about 5 hours a day, 4 days a week for tree work. Our Arlington Now reporter Dan Aguido with those details. And this is right at the culmination of a massive project that also snarled traffic. What's going on here, Dan?
Yeah, it is coming at the end, right after the end of that roadwork project, which was affecting people who would normally take GW Parkway for a while. Now we've got one more part of it, between today and September 10th, 9:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. If you normally take GW Parkway, you're going to have to be taking a detour if you were heading northbound during those hours. So, definitely going to be a bit of a headache for people who would be taking it during those hours, but thankfully it's at least, not during rush hour. It's Monday through Thursday.
Okay. And to some degree, this kind of goes against traffic at those hours, so I'm sure it's going to be impactful, but not to the degree, I guess, as it could be. But this was serious enough. It had to be remedied, as there was even a driver who had died because of a tree falling on the Parkway.
That's right, yeah. If you're taking GW Parkway these days, please be careful. We've had a couple serious accidents on GW Parkway just in these last couple weeks. So, yeah, definitely, I'm personally hoping that hopefully clearing out some of these trees, getting some better visibility will improve safety. But, please drive safely out there, people.
All right. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. Dan Aguito there with the latest on the GW Parkway. Stay with us here in the Zone. We're taking a quick break. We'll be right back on the other side.